Brazilian politics and talk about Jair Bolsonaro. He's due to speak to journalists today about slow economic growth and about the coronavirus, but he didn't show up for his daily briefing. Instead, he sent this man, a comedian known as Carioca, and as you can see, he turned up dressed as the president. He offered bananas to the media, a reference to the name of a rude arm gesture that President Bolsonaro often shows towards the Brazilian press. Eventually, the real Bolsonaro did turn up, posing with the impersonator, all smiles, at least from the president. As you can imagine, that's had a pretty mixed reaction in Brazil. Let me try and understand all this. Katie Watson's live with us from Sao Paulo. Well, nothing really surprises me anymore from Brazil, Katie, but even by normal standards, this is quite unlikely.
Absolutely. These daily briefings that Bolsonaro does near the presidential palace have become a bit of a joke. He doesn't like talking to the press. He doesn't hide his contempt towards the Brazilian media, and he very seldom answers questions, only does interviews with media he feels are friendly towards him. But even this surprised the serious political commentators of Brazil to put forward a comedian, Carioca, instead of his daily briefing, offering bananas, as you mentioned, this kind of a rude gesture that he often makes towards the Brazilian press. People have been surprised by this, have been disappointed. The National Federation of Journalists says that this is just another worrying sign of his contempt and disrespect towards the Brazilian media.
Bearing all that in mind, do some journalists just think about not showing up?
There are a lot of people who are, have decided this is there's no point in doing these meetings or these gatherings, if you like. Certainly, there's this a growing feeling of lack of power, if you like, of lack of being able to answer any questions, get any questions answered. So yes, there's a growing feeling that actually turning up to these events is proving pretty useless. I mean, the relationship between the press and the government, the Bolsonaro administration, is at a very low point, and that's what the Federation of Journalists made the point. They said the worrying thing is when he shows his aggression towards journalists, his 6 million followers on Twitter, on social media, also kind of weigh in, and that creates even more of a difficult atmosphere.
So